Lesson planning and critical reflection. The unit is Truth or Fiction and it was designed for a Stage 4 English. It is based around the Holocaust. So choice of text. Considering my class all maintained a reading age of 15 plus and my differentiation student Matthew Robinson among many others love reading and it is one of their hobbies, I did change my text choices. I changed Hitler's Daughter to The Book Thief as I believe due to their abilities and skill level in reading they would be better suited to a more challenging and in-depth novel. I still kept The Diary of Anne Frank and the film The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. The assessment task for this unit was writing historical fiction. This performance task is a short story competition. I have been preparing students for this assessment task by providing them with the content that would teach them the skills to complete the task successfully. Throughout my lesson plans, I have included the 5 focus outcomes of the unit that will be essential to students when completing the assessment task. As I flick through these slides, this is just evidence of how I have in fact incorporated these 5 focus outcomes into my lesson plans. So choice of content and skills. Throughout my lesson plans, I have included content that will give the students the skills of, and this is just examples of some of the content I've included and which will give the students skills to complete the assessment task successfully. So differentiation. Who have I differentiated for? This is the student profile of Matthew Robinson, which is the individual student I differentiated for throughout my 5 lesson plans. So he's an avid reader and petrified of reading aloud or speaking publicly. His welfare issues include suffers from a diagnosed anxiety under pediatrician, and his hobbies and interests include reading and short story writing. So how have I differentiated? This is the code I've incorporated into my lesson plans to differentiate. So this is a lesson plan, and originally a think, pair, share activity was the activity I decided for, and the students would share their responses with the entire class, which I found problematic for Matthew due to his diagnosed anxiety. So instead, I differentiated the activity to a creative writing, still keeping the same questions, but instead of discussing among a partner and sharing with the class, the students will turn the questions into a short story. So considering Matthew's passion for short story writing, I thought it was a great pedagogical decision to take out public speaking and replace it with creative writing. Here's another example. So originally it was group work with a group of 6 students. So I differentiated that. So instead of having to work together as a group of 6, I changed it to a jigsaw activity. So all students will be doing their own independent study. And originally students would present their discovery with the entire class. I differentiated that, so instead of presenting to the entire class, they would only be presenting with the 5 other people in their group, which would be less intimidating for Matthew. Another example is original lesson plan was a class discussion. I changed that to a quick write due to Matthew Robinson having diagnosed anxiety. So through this pedagogical decision, I've still incorporated the same knowledge and skills that will be attained, just differentiated to suit Matthew. So throughout all my lesson plans, I've embedded the quality teaching model. Here's just some examples of how I have in fact incorporated that into my lesson plans. And another example, this is just a snippet from one of my lesson plans that does indeed bring in significance and a connection to my lesson plans. So thank you for watching.